Okay, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Everybody, shock, breaking news. The Italian Grand Prix is over. It's cancelled. Wow. That was thrown out of left field. Pity what's going on, guys. Huge floods in Italy. People seem to be, I think, dying. Houses are destroyed. Huge floods. Massive, just ridiculous weather. I mean, it's such a shock. I mean, it's Thursday, the eve of the Formula One weekend. This news came out yesterday, I believe, and they said, look, now, guys, we have to pull the plug on this. Heart goes out to all of the people down in Italy. I hope they're okay. What can you say, really? It's heartbreaking for them. But, hey, you know what? Sometimes there's more important things than bloody racing. So hope they come out of this okay, guys. And yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck down there in Italy. So, guys, yeah, I suppose let's move on with something anyway. At least try and keep something positive here. Apart from the floods, I mean, if we look at the driver standings right now, we've got Monaco coming up next weekend, which look, as awful as it is for Italy, at least we've got a Grand Prix coming up soon, which is next weekend. Verstappen, as we can see, let's have a quick review of the year so far. My predictions a couple of them have been correct, bang on the button. Then I've got some horribly wrong. Jesus. I mean, obviously Verstappen is kicking ass here. He's on 119 points for the year so far. You got Perez's teammate in the Red Bull, 105 points. We've got Alonso coming up in third. I mean, he's almost double the points behind. He's on 75 points. Hamilton, he's in fourth on 56 points, with Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari in fifth on 44 points. Tough year for those third, fourth, and fifth place guys. Alonso, Hamilton, and Sainz. You can pretty much say the season is over if it keeps going like this. Now, unless some huge upgrades come soon, and Mercedes have some, as they say, major upgrades coming. It was meant to be arriving for this weekend, but it'll obviously follow through for Monaco next week. But we'll get into that in a little bit more. The way I can see the championship going, guys, and I honestly think this is a big if it goes the way it goes right now, you'll have Verstappen and Perez battling it out at the end of the season for the championship. However, two things are going to happen if it keeps going the way it is. I personally think Red Bull are going to slow Perez down by the third, maybe the fourth last race. Or hey, they might even push it on a little bit further, but I'm going to go with the third last race. And here's why. They'll want to wrap up the championship as fast as they can. Now, they also need Perez up there too, guys, to secure Constructors' Championship points. So if you got your two cars finishing in the top two all the time, you're getting double the fucking points here. So it's very, very beneficial to have the two boys up the top. Now, I think if they can try and close out the Constructors quick, all of a sudden, you're going to see Sergio Perez slow down, and people are going to be blaming him. Oh, Perez, he's lost his speed. What's wrong with him? Maybe he's buckling under the pressure and dealing with Verstappen. All this blah, blah, blah horse shit. Okay? That could happen very easily. And if it does, I'm calling bullshit right here, right now, guys. Because I think it's in the interest for the team. Number one, get the Constructors' Championship sewn up. Because I think they're very, very confident with the Drivers' Championship as we speak now, right? So that is definitely going to help, right? They're very confident that they're going to secure the championship. Because if it's not Verstappen, they've got the backup Perez. So they got two chances of winning the Drivers' Championship. So I personally think they're going to work on the Constructors, get that in the bag. Once they have now, but this is everything. If everything goes really well here, guys, get that wrapped up, sewn in the bag, back of the net, and then they'll focus on Verstappen. Now, maybe the way the chips fall, they'll just have to keep going all the way to the end. But if they do get that gap where they can sew it up, all of a sudden, Perez will be in 5th and 6th, and the team will be complaining that he's buckling under the pressure and he's not the right caliber to go up against Verstappen. Of course he's not. All this bullshit, but really what they're doing, they're just slowing him down so they'll have Verstappen win. And guys, it can be a dark side of Formula 1. There are no two ways about it. I love Formula 1. This is why I do this. I used to race, as a lot of you know. But it's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Let's move on to Alonso. Alonso, he's having a great fucking season, isn't he? I mean, it's great to see Alonso come up. He definitely risked this moving to Aston Martin this year. I mean, God forbid, Aston Martin have never had such a great season up to now. And now all of a sudden, Alonso's scoring podiums to fucking beat the band. It's great to see Alonso up there. It really is. And I really do think that they've got a really good balance on the car. Therefore, he's the dark horse, but he's nowhere near the Red Bulls at the same time. Now, I think if Aston Martin and Alonso, really, if they've got any chance of winning anything this year, I think it's going to be at a circuit like Monaco, because you don't need a lot of engine speed. I think they've got a very, very good balance in the car as we speak right now. Engine power is good. The engine power is in ratio with the balance, the ride height, the mechanical grip, aerodynamics, everything's in tune. It's in sync. The only thing they do lack overall is the engine speed. Now, Red Bull, Adrian Newey, the goddamn genius of Formula 1, he's the man behind the scenes of Red Bull. He's got that car clocked, man. Fucking clocked, baby. And I love watching Newey. He's just he's the Michelangelo, the Donatello. He's just a artist. The guy isn't even an engineer, aerodynamicist. He's a fucking artist, this man. He's amazing. He really is. And I think Alonso, if there's any chance for Alonso to win next weekend in Monaco, this is going to be it. This is going to be the moment where, if they've got any chance, they'll show it next week in Monaco. Now, Monaco, you don't need high engine speed. There's one corner, the quick left-hander to the right, Labatt's, I think, isn't it called? Brain fade now, guys, sorry. But it's a really good corner, but it's not really a fast bend. I mean, it looks fast because you've got such a narrow track and you've got Armco barriers on either side of you, and if you make one tiny mistake, boom, you've crashed the car and you've done some serious damage. So it'll look very quick, but it isn't really quick, guys. So that's where it'll work in Alonso's favor, where he doesn't need the engine speed. The Red Bull, their engine speed's not going to matter this weekend. It's just not. It's just about a good handling car. Get out of in fact, acceleration is an important part here for this weekend. They got to get out of that corner, get the momentum, and just shoot down those straights as best as they can. Because Monaco really is, it's a bit of a stop-start track. And especially if it's wet next weekend, you're going to see it really, really stop-start. I mean, they'll just be freewheeling into the corners almost if it is monsoon rain, which most of the time, if it does rain in Monaco, that's the cool thing. It does add to the excitement. If it's rain, it's heavy rain. So, yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, let's look at Lewis Hamilton, though. He's on 56 points, as we said now. I think his day is over. I think it's over. Now, I'm going to shoot just a bit ahead to the major upgrade they have. Now, like I was saying, it was meant to be here this weekend in Italy, but it'll be here from Monaco. Now, guys, when I say these guys now to pull it out of their ass, like, if it's not this weekend, it's all over. It really is, because as the races go on, more points Red Bull are going to collect. And they've got really good reliability in the car. It doesn't look like they're going to have any mechanical problems this year. I mean, it really doesn't. The car is just, it almost looks bulletproof. And this is the moment now they need to have this, and they even call it themselves, major upgrade. Not a small one, a major one. So this has got to be a game changer, guys. And if it's not this weekend, even if they have another update coming soon, well, there's two problems. You've got one, the other teams are going to be updating their cars. Even if it's a small one, doesn't matter. Red Bull will only need a small one anyway to keep going with their momentum. And they'll just gain another advantage. So this has got to be the mother. This has got to be the upgrade that ends all fucking upgrades to get back into the championship for Mercedes, Hamilton, and Russell. Now, they're kind of like the Aston Martin. They've got a good balance overall, but they only go good at certain tracks. So that, I think, is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be make or break, and I would imagine the Mercedes team are fucking nervous. Like they're anxious. And I don't blame them, I'll be honest with you. I mean, Jesus, you would be thinking at this stage, and I know, guys, from as a racing driver's point of view and your mind and the mechanics, engineers, you're all just like, you're throwing holy water on the car at this stage, you know, hoping, okay, please let this be it, where we can gain the advantage back. And can they do it? Well, I mean, it is Mercedes. It is Mercedes. Now, with the budget cap coming in, they're restricted to money. So therefore, can they just throw money at the problem? No, they can't. Whereas a few years ago, they could have done this, and I would actually be saying, guys, like genuinely 70% chance that they're going to kick ass with this major upgrade because they could throw money at the problem. Whereas now they can't. So I would say the chance of them getting back to the top and winning races, like really getting an edge on their competition, or even just matching Red Bull, there's probably about a 10 to 15% chance. I might even be generous with that one. So, hey, well, look, stranger things have happened, guys, in motor racing in all walks of sport around the world. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, there's another little curveball we're going to throw in next weekend. This is going to be, I think, very, very interesting. Now, they were going to bring this in for Imola, San Marino, the Italian Grand Prix this weekend, where Pirelli now are restricting the amount of tires they're giving, where they were giving 13 sets of tires before. Now they're only giving 11. Now, guys, you mightn't think that's a lot, but believe me, that small little fucking change is a huge fucking change. And in other words, what they're saying here is they're saying in dry conditions, drivers will be obliged to use hard tires in qualifying 1, medium tires in qualifying 2, and softs in qualifying 3. Now that makes sense, right? Now you see, here's the thing. If they do have a chance, which I'm sure they can, right? They can actually decide to use their soft tires in Q1. Now, the strategy would be the best where you're using your hard tires in Q1. Now, then again, you might get a Formula 1 team that's desperate to just make fucking qualifying 2, because a lot of them don't. So therefore, you might have one of the smaller teams like Haas. They might go, hey guys, fuck it, let's put on the soft tires. Let's just get into fucking Q2. You know, because really, guys, Monaco is all about the qualifying. It would be, I mean, some drivers and some teams even kind of debate this percentage-wise. Some people say it's 90% all about qualifying. Some people say it's 95. Some people say it's 100. I mean, it's not 100, come on, because you never know what can happen in a race. You just don't. Really, excuse me, really, I would say it's probably 90% I would go with as well. Now, you could maybe go up to 95% because all you got to do really is qualify in the front row. So, yes, it's an advantage having pole, but even if you're off pole in second position, it's still a great place because, hey, all you got to do is get a blinding fucking start in the start and finish line to start the race, and boom, you overtake the guy in front and you're away with it. Or, even if you don't get a great start, well, you're starting in second, you stay in second and just wait for the pit stops. So you just follow the guy around in front of you. Even if he's slow, that's okay. If he can't get through, that's okay. You wait for the pit stop. So as long as you're on the front row, it is, guys, it's vital. Even like a lot of Formula One teams, they say, well, if it's wet now in Monaco, we'll be praying for rain. And I understand where they're coming from with that. But at the end of the day, you're still going to struggle. You can't be just sitting there relying and praying that it's going to rain for the weekend or even on the Sunday. So it really is, guys, crucial to be on pole or off pole from Monaco. And I think it's going to be a great weekend, guys. I think it's going to be a fabulous weekend because you know what? It is always cool to watch the Monaco Grand Prix. You've got the Cannes Film Festival. I'm pretty sure that's still on this year. That's only just over the road. I think it's only about like a 45-minute drive from Monaco. So you'll have all the movie stars. A lot of the movie stars will be invited over to the weekend. So, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump for them in a beautiful private car. And they'll be on a yacht watching and they'll be going to the parties afterwards. It'll be amazing. But guys, it's not all glitz and glamour for the teams now. Believe you me, there's pressure on the drivers every weekend they go. Because F1 know at the end of the day that they can have their pick of any fucking driver around the world. So you're only as good as your last race. So you still got to perform. They're not going to be out partying, believe me, on the Saturday or Friday night or the Thursday night. They'll go out on the Sunday night, probably, I've no doubt. And the nice thing for the drivers is most of them live in Monaco at the moment. So all they got to do is drop the keys home, drop the bag, the suit and the helmet home, fucking check the milk isn't out of expired. Off they go to the party down the road. So it's cool for them. So I think it's going to be an interesting weekend next weekend, guys. Very, very interesting weekend. Okay, prediction. Now, I'm going to be back next Friday anyway for my preview. We'll do a proper breakdown of the track. And just in more detail of what we spoke about today. But for now, I'll go with my prediction. Now, this could change in the next few days, okay? Christ, I'm all over the place like a yo-yo, up and fucking down with my predictions. But for now, I think I'm going to go with Verstappen win. Sorry. Beg your pardon. I think I'll go with Verstappen getting on pole. Perez off pole. And I actually think they're going to give the race to Perez. Now, when I say they're going to give it, I genuinely mean that, guys. I honestly think Red Bull will be in total control of the race, and they'll be able to decide, well, we could slow Verstappen down here a little bit. We could. And I think they will. Maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe I will. I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to go with Sergio Perez for the win. Verstappen... I'll go with Verstappen second. And I'm going to go with Alonso third. I'd love to see Alonso do it next weekend. I hope they can pull it out of their ass. And hey, you never know with Mercedes. You never know with this major upgrade, as they call it. Things could be in the mix for Monaco next weekend. So, to close, thanks for listening, guys. My heart and prayers honestly go out to the people in Italy. Horrendous what they're going through. And it is right. There is more important things than sport. Every now and then, of course, with these type of scenarios. There's a lot more things that we need to focus on and just, heart and thoughts and prayers go out to them all. And I'll be back next Friday, guys, with my breakdown of Monaco and predictions. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye.